Hello. So this is going to be a little bit of a tutorial of how I made my very first deck of Oracle cards. And I know when I did my live the other night, I had a lot of people that had made comments that they were interested in doing something like this. So I'm going to give you some pointers, things that I learned while I was doing this. There were times that I was about ready to pull my hair out because I couldn't figure certain things out. So I'm going to try to help you so you don't have to do that. So I'm going to talk about the different programs I used. If you're not using the programs that I use, then you might as well not watch this. But if you haven't gotten yourself stuck on anything in particular, then you might be interested in hearing what I have to say. So I'm going to show you some of the cards that I've done just so you can see kind of the quality. And I used makeplayingcards.com. I have my computer open over here, so I'm going to be glancing at it once in a while. I am not going to do a share screen because I'm not going to make you guys wait while I'm trying to get around through all of that stuff. So I'm just going to show you, like, this is the back side, and all of the photos that I used, I did use free photo stock. Pixabay, let's see, Pixabay, Pexels was one. There's a lot of places you can Google free stock photos. Make sure that if you are going to be using them for the public, or if you want to sell them or whatever, you want to use photos that are allowed. Otherwise, I don't know, somebody could come after you. So I specifically used photos that were free. So yeah, so that was the back side, and I love the color of that because these are all kind of like, I'm going to say color vibrations, high vibrations. This is all about words that bring vibrations, and for me, color does that. So I had a lot of fun downloading the different colors, and I'll be honest, I started doing it one way, and halfway through something didn't feel right, so I kind of chucked it and started off on like base pictures. Base colors. And so I have like 10 that are blue base colors and 10 that are purple base. And so you can just type in the words and say, give me everything that's red. And then you can kind of sort through that. So it just depends on what you're looking for. I found that I was having problems matching the words that I had already picked out with pictures that would match the words. And that's where I struggled with a lot. And that's when I was like going, you know what? It's not necessarily about the picture as much as the color vibration. So that's when I kind of switched off in the middle of it. But so like this particular one, this was a whole picture of like red with two sacks in it. And I moved it around so I didn't have the whole picture in it. And this was like little purple picture in the middle of a bigger picture, and I just wanted that little middle part. Scooted it around so I had like the moon with the side chopped off on purpose. This was another one. I did a lot of abstract different things, and I was just like, it was more about the color for me and not necessarily the picture. And I needed orange, and I like that orange one. So and that was like some sort of fabric or something. So this is like a lemon, but it wasn't about the lemon. It was about the whole color being yellow. And then we got orange. And this one was mostly orange with a little bit of blue in it. And so I just literally like went through, and if the picture was appealing to me in some way, shape, or form, whether it was the object that was in the picture or if it was the background color, that's what I personally went for. And I like the way, I love the way they turned out. I mean, I got these on Saturday, and I was totally expecting to have to make adjustments. And I don't feel like I need to make any adjustments at all because they turned out very clear. And to be honest, the wording was the main thing that I wanted clear. It wasn't necessarily the picture in the background, but I will say the pictures in the background turned out to be a lot more clear than I thought they were going to be. So that's just to kind of give you an idea of, what the end product looks like. Again, the back color, you can pick any color you want for the back, but since this was high vibrational color and words and stuff, You know, I just went to town on color stuff. So, okay. So here's, I'm going to be looking at my computer a little bit here, but this is one of the things that I found when I figured this out, it made my life easier. There is like these oracle cards are not regular tarot size, and pay attention to the pixels, because when you're uploading everything, the website, which is makeplayingcards.com, requires them to have the measurements have to be in pixels, not inches. And so you have to go into Microsoft Publisher and figure out how to switch it from inches to pixels. Honestly, that's been so long ago, I don't remember. I think I Googled it and finally I figured that out, because that was one of my biggest struggles. Was for the longest time I was finding that I was trying to upload pixels that were too small and I kept getting low resolution. So if you get low resolution, that's because your pixels are too small, even though it looks like it's the right size. So one of the ways to find out whether your picture is of the right size or not is I'll tell you where to go. And I can tell you that none of the pictures that I downloaded off of the internet were of the right size. So you're going to have to resize them. You just need to know that. But for instance, like if you download a bunch of pictures, that's the first thing you're going to want to do is just download the pictures, and then you're going to revamp them. Resize, revamp, change the resolution, change the dots per inch and everything. And you can right-click on the picture, right-click on the property, and then hit the details, which is at the top. And it'll tell you what the pixels are. Width, 500 pixels by height, 333 pixels. None of those are going to fit in any of the pictures that are like the program that you're going to need. So that's why you're going to have to change it. But so yeah, first thing is download all of your pictures, and then you're going to upload, like go to Microsoft Publisher and change. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. This is what's going to save your butt. That's what I'll say that. This is what saved my butt. You can change page, a normal page is 8.5 by 11, but you can change it and make a new page that is just exactly the size of this. So as you move a picture over into this, then this is all you're going to see. And then you can like slide it around, and it'll make sense when you do it. But the way you do that is click on new, as in you're going to start a new document, and you'll see like blank page, blank up and down, blank landscape, and then it's got more blank page sizes. And when you click on that, at the very bottom of that, it's create new page size. And in that is where you create the new page size exactly in the pixel width and height that your program tells you that you need. And Make Playing Cards does tell you that. It'll tell you that it's X amount by inches up and down, but it also tells you the pixels. It doesn't matter what the inches are. They're looking at the pixels when you are sliding that picture over into the program. So just make sure you know that. And that's where I got hung up for a couple of weeks, to the point of where I was spending time on this and I was about ready to like ram my head through the wall, because I got stuck on that and I could not figure out why I kept getting low resolution. It was because I was missing one of the minor details. So don't do what I did. That information right there is probably going to save you a whole heck of a lot of money, or not money, time. So then let's say you get a picture that's like not the size that you need, send it over upload it into the thing, it'll say insert picture, just insert the picture. And at the top, it shows what's going to be on your card basically. And you can slide that picture right and left and up and down and blow it up. And if you just want a corner, like this one, it was a much different picture than just a red heart in the middle. And so all I wanted was the red heart. And so like passion, I think that was pretty close. It might have been wider, but I didn't need the whole width. So I just picked out the part that I wanted. Balance, this was a much bigger picture and all I wanted was the rocks in the middle. this one was a whole different picture, and I wanted something that was mostly red, so I just did mostly red with a little stripe of blue at the side. Same thing with this. This was like a whole picture with a bouquet of roses, or not roses, tulips in the middle of it. And I was like, I didn't want it that busy. So that's part of the thing that you can check is like when you download the picture, maybe you don't want it as busy as what that particular picture is, but you want to like a little bit of it at the side. So that's what the benefit of having the page made into the exact size, and then you can just move that picture around and blow it up and, you know, and change it around, and then you can see what it's going to come out to be. So once you get your picture looking the way you want it to on your card, then you're going to hit the file and you're going to hit save as and put it wherever. You know, I made a file that had like tarot cards or whatever in it, so I always downloaded everything into that. So once you get that opened up, you're going to name it. You know, I just started naming mine yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, because I had all of mine color coordinated. And then it says save as type. You're not going to save it as a publisher file. You're going to save it as a JPEG or a PNG. There's like 4 or 5 different things that MakePlayingCards.com lets you change the file to. I just use JPEG on all of mine and change it on that. And this is the next thing that you want to make sure that you do is at the very bottom of that, it'll say resolution change. Click the change button. And when you pull it up, it should be in the middle. Standard printing, 150 DPI, which is dots per inch. Move it down to high quality printing for 300 dots per inch. So all of these I wanted, and it makes it less grainy. So you want it to be not grainy whatsoever, unless you specifically want it to be that way. But if you're trying to like have the pictures be clear and, you know, like solid green and not grainy, you're going to want to do that 300 dots per inch. So you do that. I think that's, let me think, is that it basically? Okay, so that's the first thing you do is like change a bunch of your pictures, and then you're going to go into your MakePlayingCards.com. You're going to, obviously before you've changed all of these pictures, you have decided what you want. Like for instance, this is like the size of a regular tarot card, and this is the size of my cards. And I wanted mine bigger because I wanted more picture color on it and the words. I wanted words on it that were somewhat big, and I wanted them to be able to be read, because that's one of the problems I've had when I'm doing tarot readings, especially when I'm doing the lives on Sunday nights. I have some of these cards that the writing is so small and the contrast is so bad that I can't read it. I mean, it's like they just didn't do a good job on the contrast. You know, they should have had bigger font and lighter font, and I sometimes struggle with that. So that was one of the things that I didn't want to do, was I didn't want to have a bunch of words that you couldn't see, you know, and have to like sit there and stare at it trying to figure out what the word is. So I wanted bigger cards so I didn't have to have little bitty tiny print on it. And I wanted it to be bold and in your face color and the word so you could see it. That's just my thing. So once you do that, let me pull up here to oh, you gotta sign in. You gotta start an account first. So I have order status, saved projects. I'm going to say projects because I'm working on my second deck right now. And so this one's going to say continue to edit. But once you get pictures changed over and the resolution is the right size, and you just like upload images, you just start uploading them, and then you just slide them over. It's like you tell it how many you want. You know, I think you got like 20 all the way up to 60. You get to pick however many cards that you have. And then you just start sliding them over. And then once you get done with that, like the first deck, I put the words on in this program because there's a way to put the font and all of that stuff in. The second deck that I'm working on, I did not do it that way. I put the pictures, because I'm using some of the same colors and everything. This is more the same than this first deck. I already have the letters and words and everything on the second set, and I did that in Microsoft Publisher. So you could do it that way. Someone made a comment the other day about making sure that the font, you can use the fonts. I know these first ones should be able to be used because I got these off of the program, the program that I'm doing here, so that should be fine. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that you guys would be interested in knowing? You know, once there's a bleed area around it, you know, that's the only thing that you might get cut off. Make sure you leave like room on the sides, because it'll show you, it's like it has like safe and bleeding area. There's a little red fine line, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't, like if you have your word, you don't have it, when you're making it, don't have that word like clear out to the edges, because it's even going to get ate out a little bit more when they do the cut of it. So don't do that. And then just follow the directions. Like seriously, once you get the pictures uploaded and they're the right size, then it goes really fast. But that was the hardest part for me, it was like getting the sizing of them correct, and and having a hard time trying to, you know, at one time I was a whiz on Microsoft Publisher because I used to use it for my just listeds and just solds when I was in real estate, but it's been a while since I've used it, and they've also updated it. So for those of you who are like interested in using Microsoft Publisher and you don't want to go out and spend $300 on a program, they do have a monthly thing, because that's what I have. It's like $7 a month or something, and you have access to Microsoft Publisher and Microsoft Word, and what's the other one? There's another one. I can think is Pointer. That's not the right word. It's where you do, shoot, now it's going to drive me crazy. What the heck is the name of that? So anyway, and then if you want to use it for a PowerPoint, that's what it is. If you want to use it for a couple of months, once you get it done and then cancel the subscription, you could do that. You know, you don't have to go out and buy the whole thing if you don't think you're going to use it. But I mean, most people probably use Microsoft Word somewhere along the line, and Microsoft Publisher is, for me, the handiest. I know there are other programs out there, but that's just what I had, and that was what I was able to do. So, I think that's it. If you have any questions, send me a message. I'll put my information down below. I'll put the makeplayingcards.com information on there. And once you get your cards done, I did this yesterday. They have a way that you can actually upload it. They have like a marketplace within their community where people that have designed tarot cards and playing cards and oracle cards can have a little storefront. So I just did that yesterday. I haven't gotten it approved yet. They said it could take anywhere from 4 hours to 4 days. So I'm excited. I don't know why in the world they wouldn't approve it. And then if anybody, I'll put my deck link there if anybody wants my deck. But I gotta say, making this was the most fun. I mean, once I figured out the sizing and everything, then going through and like making like the perfect, this was like a whole big wall. And I was like, I just wanted a little teeny wall. And this was like a big yellow thing with a yellow plate and a banana in the whole middle of it. And I was like, I don't want that in the middle. It's too busy. So I'm just going to do it on the side. And this one, I just liked the looks of. It was pretty, And this one, that's another one. It was like, this was in the middle of a whole big purple thing. And I was like, I don't want that busy in the whole picture. So I'm just going to scoot it over to the side. And I just I wanted it green. And so, yeah, that's kind of, that was the fun, is making the pictures and getting creativity creating what you wanted out of them and making them look the way you wanted. So I hope you enjoy making your tarot cards. I gotta tell you, or tarot or oracle or whatever you're making. Let me know what you think and if this was helpful. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. There are just some things that there's a learning lesson or a learning curve, I will say. And that was the hardest part, was getting through the learning curve of the things that I didn't know how to do. But once I figured it out, it was smooth sailing. So I wish you all luck. I hope you found value in this, and give it a thumbs up if you did. Talk to you later. Bye.